What's up, everybody? It's your boy Matt Shoes here, and today, if you couldn't tell by the screen, we're doing a settings video. All right. Next, aside from your builds, your loadouts, this is the most important thing in the game. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into our controller settings because that's all I use. No mouse and key here. I suck at it. um, anyways, edit button layout. This is all default. And the reason why this is default is because I had the PS5 Pro Edge controller, so I've done it all within the controller app. But the only thing that I did switch is my melee button and my slide dive behavior button. So I click my left stick to slide and hold it down to dive, and just use my O button for melee. And the reason why is so when I'm moving around trying to slide and aim and everything, I never have to take my thumbs off of the sticks. Again, that's very important. I highly recommend you doing that if you haven't done so already. Might take some time to get used to, but it does make a big difference. Horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity, I'm using 1.7. I have messed with this for a long time, and I have to say 1.7 is the best feel in my opinion. 1.9 is probably the highest I would go in Warzone. Multiplayer is completely different animal. You're not shooting quite as long distances. This sensitivity makes it a lot easier when you're shooting across map at people in Warzone. It's a lot easier to control your gun's recoil. But moving on, all of this here is off. Controller vibration off. Always turn this off. If you're in like just playing story mode stuff, it's not such a big deal. But you're playing, multiplayer games where you're, going against real people in the world, the vibration, it just seems to take away focus from the game itself, and I don't like that. So this is literally the first thing I cut off any game I get. This has to be cut off. Trigger effect is off. Dead zone inputs, very important, very important. Okay, rotational aim assist is not as broken as it used to be, but it is still in the game. Okay, my left stick min is 3. My left stick max is 60. Okay, your left stick is all your rotational aim assist. Okay, so if you're taking your thumb off the left stick and you're just using your right stick to fight gunfights, chances are you're having a hard time because you're not getting the full advantage of aim assist there. You want to be, if they're moving to the left, instead of you moving your right stick to the left, move your left stick, or move both of them. You don't have to move your left stick very much at all for this kick in. Even if you're okay, your character doesn't have to move in order for this to kick in, if that makes any sense. You can have your back to a wall and pull your left stick back just to be pushing yourself into the wall. You're not moving, right? But you are getting rotational aim assist. As long as that left stick is picking up an input, you're getting rotational aim assist. Now, that being said, if you can't rock yours on 0 because you have stick drift, that's fine. Mine's on 3. I don't even have stick drift, but I don't know. I just like mine on 3. So, but if you do have stick drift, you can just bump this up to whatever you want until the stick drift stops. Okay, but I just like mine on 3. The maximum is what it takes in order for you to move forward, but more importantly, hit your sprint. Okay, your tactical sprint. Mine's on 60 because it gets me into a tactical sprint that much faster. Okay, if you have this thing maxed out at 99, you got to push your stick all the way. All right, mine's on 60, so it doesn't take me long. If I push a corner and I slide around a corner and I say, oh crap, there's 4 people camping this room, it's that much faster to pick me up sprinting versus me having to move my stick all the way. It also helps with your sliding. So if you slide into the room, you can get back out of that slide and you'll enter your tactical sprint assist that much quicker, and you can just slide right back out, making you a harder target to hit and kill. Right stick men on 3. Right stick match, I don't mess with it. I leave it at 99. Like I said, it's not nearly as important as your left stick. L2 dead zone is on 2. It's just, you don't have to pull it as far in before you enter your ADS. Okay, same thing goes for R2. You don't have to pull it down quite as far in order for it to start shooting. I do have trigger locks on this controller, but this is just an added bonus on the dead zones. Okay, my R2 is at 4, L2 is at 2. R2 is at 4 because I would barely so lightly touch it and it would shoot, so I just bumped it up a little bit. On the aiming sensitivity multipliers, I don't really mess with none of them. I leave them all alone. Looking version standard, aim advanced settings. Okay, ADS sensitivity transition timing is on instant. Okay, so when I aim in, it automatically applies whatever zoom that there is there right then. Gradual is progressively applied. All right, I like it when I aim in. It's what it's going to be right there. There's no oh god, it's going to zoom in a little bit more or whatever. It's instant. It just does it. Okay. Aim response curve type dynamic. Dynamic is the best as far as I'm concerned. I know there's people that run linear, and there's whole argument about linear dynamic. To me, dynamic feels the best. I've tried both. Linear is, it's okay, but just dynamic is just the best all around. Okay, my aim response curve slope scale is 0.8. I did have this at 0.7, but with the way movement and everything has progressed, we've a lot of sliding, wall jumping, so on and so forth. That 0.7 was just a little bit too slow. Okay, this is your speed. This is your speed basically when you aim down sight, that you can look left or right. Okay, the lower this goes, the kind of slower that's going to be. Okay, but 0.8 I felt like was a good spot for me. It sped it up enough that I can keep up with them, and if I can't, I un-ADS, keep shooting while I'm hip firing, because this most of the time, the only time this really matters is when they're up close and personal, and then aim back in once I'm centered back on them. Alright, target aim assist on, obviously. ADS aim assist on, obviously. Again, motion sensor function off. All this mess just off. This you need to check FOV sensitivity scaling. If this is on, if that's on, you need to cut it off. And what you would do is go here, you would cut this on, then go down here, go back to this setting, cut it off, and then come back here and cut this off again. Okay, you have to cut it on in order to change the setting. If not, it's all going to be grayed out. Alright, movement, tactical sprint assist. I recommend this. Like I say, I'm big on Warzone. The only time I've ever seen a problem with it is if you're running akimbos. When it puts you in tactical sprint assist, you won't be able to shoot your guns. Okay, so that's the only downside. But I don't use anything akimbo, so no biggie. Mantle assist off, crouch assist off, corner slice, I left it on. I know some people cut it off because they didn't care for it much. I don't mind it. Honestly, I don't mind it. If you're trying to peek a corner or something, it helps a little bit. Wall jump assist is off. Slide dive behavior hybrid. Highly recommend hybrid. It may take some getting used to. It took me a little while to get used to it. I was diving all over the place when I was trying to slide. Alright, but it really didn't take me that long. But this is definitely the way to go, because if you're just doing sprint, or not just doing sprint, if you're just doing slide, you're not giving yourself the best movement as far as your parachuting behavior goes, because if you dive off the edge of a building and then pull your chute, you get a nice movement boost on gliding through the air. If you're just jumping off and pulling your chute, it's a lot slower. It's a whole lot slower. So, and let's face it, if you're playing Resurgence or something like that, you need to be quick as possible. Okay. Automatic airborne mantle off. Sprint restore on. Slide maintain sprint on. Parachute behavior off. This is very important too. If you're playing a game and you're free falling and your chute just automatically pulls, you're getting called a bot. I'm just going to let you know I'm guilty of it, okay? I used to look for at the beginning of a game of Warzone, see a whole bunch of parachutes automatically pulling. I'm like, yep, this is going to be an easy lobby. And it's nothing against the people, because you may just not know, but most of the time that's a sign of you don't play the game very much. But we cut this off, and the reason being is you do not want to be bought back in game. Everybody's listening for a buy station, and they're going to beam your crap out of the sky. So you want to be able to get as low to the ground as possible before you pull your parachute. And if you have this on, it's going to pull it for you, and it just makes you, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, it just makes you a super easy target. All right. Wingsuit, this is all new. Wingsuit activation, manual, wall jump activation. I have mine on press. Combat roll assist is partial, so it'll only engage if the fall would kill me. Okay. Slide, combat roll behavior. I got tap to slide. Combat roll camera, third person. This is important because you don't want your camera rolling with you, because it takes away from what you're rolling into. Okay, so if you jump down from a building and you're like, crap, I see you, dude, in the middle of your fall. Well, when you hit the ground and roll and the camera rolls with you, you just lost your sight of that guy. If you put it in third person, your camera doesn't roll. It'll stay focused on whatever you're looking towards. All right, so you don't lose sight of what you're getting into. Movement advanced settings, you can see here, it's just on toggle. Automotive forward is off, door peak is off, ground mantle is on, single tap sprint, plunge underwater free, sprint and door bash is on. All right, combat, I do not believe I changed any of this hardly. The only thing I did change was armor plate behavior, apply all. So I can tell it to put plates on one time, and it puts them all in for me. If you hit the button again, you can cancel it, but this way I don't have to repeatedly hit it, for every single plate. Where is it at? Equipment behavior, hold. Next up, combat advanced settings. Okay. Weapon mount exit, short delay. Okay, that means I'm not going to be stuck in a mount while somebody's, bopping me in the forehead with their bullets. All right, this, if they're really beaming on me, I can move my stick just that little bit and it'll pull me right out of it. Okay. Prioritize interact. This makes it where I can tap to reload instead of holding to reload, so I can reload my gun that much faster. Okay, very important for gunfights if you're fighting multiple people. Okay, you go in, you down one, especially if it's a ground loot and you got 30 rounds. You get a down, you can back off, get around a corner, reload, and re-engage. You want to be able to do that as quick as possible. Mental cancel reload is on. Sprint cancel reload off. Make sure you have this off. If not, you're having a rough time if you got this turned on, I'm sure. None of this has really been changed other than that, so you don't need to worry about overlay or nothing like that. Next up, graphics. Okay, field of view 120. Mine's on 120 because that gives me the most peripheral vision that I can get, which, let's face it, that's very important. You want to be able to see as much as what you can going around you, and 120 zooms your screen out enough to where you can see a whole lot more, versus if you got it dropped down to 90, okay, you're missing a lot. You're missing a lot. So I really like 120. 116 is really the lowest I go, but I just really like 120, so that's what it's been on for a while now. ADS field of view affected. Okay, this is the way to go. Affected, weapon field of view wide. Okay, this makes a good amount of difference. All right, you can tell in the pictures there. It does make a difference. It may be hard to tell, but it's just absolutely, it does make a difference. Okay. Third person field of view, least. I didn't mess with none of that. First person, least. On your camera movement, least. You need to have this all the way low as you can get it. This is going to help you with your visual recoil big time, okay? I did the same thing for third person, even though I don't play anything third person. But you want this to be as low as you can get it, okay? Which is 50%. You can't get it any lower than that. Inverted flashbang off, yada 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 yada. So display 120, motion blurs, so you need to always cut these off. There's no reason you should have motion blur on. This is 100% affecting your gameplay if you have it turned on, I can promise you. Alright, you can see in the picture that's a weapon blur. See how it's blurry on the right? Same thing for world motion blur. You don't want anything to distort your vision playing a FPS game. Okay. Fidelity cast, mine's on. I have it at 100. It just makes the game sharper. Okay. On demand texture streaming, put this on minimal. I would highly suggest it, simply because for instance, this last update, a lot of people were having issues with lag. This happened to be one of the reasons they had it on optimized. Okay, swap it to minimal and it cuts down on that. All right, next up is audio. Okay, my voice chat volume's at 80, voice chat excuse me, on, proximity chat on, body shield chat on, blah 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 blah. Microphone level, I mean, this stuff here you can just kind of play with yourself. This is not, not really nothing too important, to be honest with you. Master game volume, I have it at 100. Okay, gameplay music 0. All your music should be 0. There's just no point in having it. There's just no point. You don't want no music playing in your ear in the game while you're trying to hear footsteps and gunshots and stuff. It's just a hindrance. Dialogue volume, I have mine at 30. All right, and that's loud enough. I can hear. Effects volume always should be at 100. That's your footsteps, your gunshots, stuff, zip lines, stuff like that. You want this maxed out. Okay. Enhanced headphone on. This is where you can basically buy it. Okay. I used it. I still have it because I bought it to test it. Pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad. I could tell a difference. It won't astronomical, but there was a bit of a difference. Audio mix, Sucker Punch right now is the one for hearing footsteps. I tried a bunch of other ones. It used to be like headphones bass boost or something, and then it was like TV one time or something. But right now, best I can tell, Sucker Punch is what you want to be running for footstep audio. Next up, interface. This is like your Warzone HUD presets and whatnot. This is just, if you got Black Cell, you can put like different little things up here for your mini map and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. HUD widget visibility is on. HUD info visibility is custom. I haven't messed with any of this, so it is what it is. Safe area. Okay, this is for like your mini map. Okay, so your mini map, like your weapons reload stuff, your teammates, so on and so forth. You can move this around and it'll bring it into you, or it'll bring it further out to the screen. See, you can bring it, it's only going to let you go so far, right? But you can bring it in that much closer, so you're not having to look all the way over here at the top corner of your screen. You can just kind of glance up. It's just something to make things easier on you. Okay. Stamina bar, mine's off. All of this is pretty much default. I didn't really mess with any of this except radar. I cut that shit off. Didn't like it at all. Minimap rotation on. Always have this on. It's so your minimap spins with you as you turn to look other directions, so you're not having to look up and make a decision like, oh, okay, I'm facing this way, it's back this way. You just look up and you're like, whatever you're looking at is in front of you. Okay. Map assist is auto center. Compass is on. Crosshairs, I took mine off because it's just something else on the screen as a distraction to me, so I took them off. The dot, I never take it off because that's majorly important for your centering. Mine's on static, so it's not moving around. I did change the color of mine here. Just something a little bit brighter, something that makes it easier to see. Motion sickness and all that stuff, I not mess with any of this stuff at all. Okay, so that is pretty much that. We went over everything else. I feel like I'm forgetting something here. What am I forgetting here? Something's. Maybe we did. No, yes, I did. Color customization. I apologize. I did forget this. This is the last thing we're going to go over today. Okay. All it is default. You can change it. You absolutely 100% you can change it, but the default works just fine for me. I don't see an issue with it. This, however, I would change if you don't have these settings here. Color filter, filter 2. Okay. Color filter target, both. Alright. World color intensity and interface color intensity, both set to 100. This is going to make your game pop a lot more. The colors are going to be more vibrant. It's going to be sharper. It's going to make the game look a whole lot better. Okay, so make sure if you don't do anything from this video, at least do this so your game looks good, right? And that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Give these settings a try. Tell me what you think. I've been using these for quite a while, actually. I just update them along every time a new game comes out or they change something. And I will say though, if you change them, make sure after they do an update to the game, make sure you just kind of thumb back through your settings and make sure nothing reverted back to default, because that does happen to some people. So if you notice, like, okay, hey, something feels off today, if there was an update, go back through your settings and check and make sure nothing reverted back to default. But that is pretty much it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like, follow, a comment. Let me know if there's anything else you would like to see, any builds you would like to see on upcoming guns or even old guns. Be more than happy to help y'all out with that. But that's it for today. It's your boy Matt Shoots. Peace.